For my video, I will be making the case that Michael Scott from the Office TV series has histrionic personality disorder. I believe that the DSM-5 backs up this diagnosis very well. According to the DSM-5, there are 8 main symptoms that one must show 5 of to be diagnosed with histrionic personality disorder. So right from the get-go, one of the first symptoms is being uncomfortable when one is not the center of attention. And this is really Michael Scott. Any scene that he's in, he is doing something to get everybody's attention, and he does this in many different ways. And so a lot of the other symptoms kind of play into this symptom as well. For example, another symptom is using theatrics to get people's attention. And Michael Scott has quite a few different characters that he goes to get his coworkers or his employees' attention during meetings. For example, he dresses up as Santa Bond for Christmas to win a girl's attention. He dresses up as an Asian persona called Ping. Blind guy McSqueezy. He has many different characters, and he uses them all to grab people's attention. Another thing that he does is he really fluctuates in his emotions, and this is another symptom. And he does this also with the purpose of getting people's attention. So in one episode, he notifies the rest of the office that his past boss passed away. And he wasn't really connected to this boss, so he didn't feel really the emotional loss. He just was informing the coworkers. But once he told them, they all felt really bad and wanted to comfort him. So when he saw that there was a reason for being comforted, he immediately went to being really, really sad and depressed. So there's this huge fluctuation of emotion that we see in many different areas of the series as well, not just in this situation. Now moving on to the etiology of this disorder, covering both biological, psychological, socially, and social cultural reasons. First off, biologically, histrionic personality disorder does seem to run in families. We're not quite sure yet if this is for genetic reasons or more for behavioral reasons. For example, if his parents are acting in these histrionic ways, that could be something that he learns from them. So it's not necessarily genetic, but it's manifest. Unfortunately, we don't really see a lot of Michael's parents in the series, so we're not really sure if his mom does have histrionic personality disorder or his dad, but it definitely is a possibility. Moving on to psychological reasons, we know with histrionic personality disorder that this can come from a lot of stress, anxiety, and traumatic events that happen in one's childhood. So because this series is really focused on Michael's adult life, we don't really see a lot of what happened in his childhood, but we are given a few glimpses. He talks about his parents' separation and not really liking his stepdad very much. He also mentions this time that he peed his pants in front of a lot of people, and how that was really embarrassing and everyone was laughing. So these are kind of a couple examples that maybe we can draw from bringing some stress and anxiety in his early childhood. Moving on to socially, in one episode we do see a little clip of Michael as a child surrounded by other children, and he talks about how he wants to have a lot of kids when he grows up so that he will have a lot of friends. We can see the awkwardness already there, and you're able to see that the other kids aren't really interacting with him. So socially, it could have started at a younger age, this awkwardness, and also he talks about how in high school he was kind of an outcast as well. As far as social cultural things go, like I talked about biologically, culturally, his family culture could have been one of a histrionic personality disorder. So he could have learned these behaviors from his family culture, and then saw that it wasn't meshing well in his other surroundings, and that may have brought some distress and frustration that led him to continue to act out in these ways that kind of go against cultural and social norms. So really that could also be a factor as well. As far as a treatment plan goes for this, I think psychodynamic psychotherapy would be great. Something that's client-centered, like CBT therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy. So that way Michael's able to link his emotions to his behaviors and see how maybe his behaviors are causing discomfort for others. We get a little bit of a glimpse of this in the series. For disciplinary action, he does have to sit through counseling with his HR representative, and he actually opens up about some traumatic experiences. So this really leads me to believe that he would do well with psychotherapy, and I would suggest it for the long run. I think he would make improvements fast, but it would be something that would be helpful in the long term as well.